All right. Having showed you how to go about filling your details, okay, now let me show you how to navigate through the questions, how to access the questions to answer them. So we go to the assessment portal, midterm assessment, and then over here we input our registered number and then we choose our class. Okay, if the registered number matches perfectly, aligns well with the correct class, when you click on validate, the system will now allow you to select your subject. And so it says class validated. Please select your subject. So now here, what you do is you have to select the subject per the timetable. Okay, so even though the system has opened for you, not all the subjects are available. When I say not all the subjects are available, for example, you see I've logged into Basic 9. Now, if I choose a subject like history, Basic 9, they don't do history. And so if I click to submit to retrieve questions, the system will say no questions found for the given subject and class. Return to midterm test. Click on it. What it means is that Basic 9, they don't do history. So we don't have questions on history for the midterm assessment because they don't do it. So even though your registered number is correct and then your class is correct, ensure that the subject you are choosing is actually the subject you are going to write for the day. So if you choose a subject like science, science is not the subject we are writing today. And so when you click to submit, the system will say, okay, this one, it says no questions found for the given subject and class. What it means is that Basic 9, they do science. But at this moment, questions are yet to be uploaded for science. In the first instance, we chose a subject, a course that wasn't done in BS9. And so we had that no questions found. But in this instance, we've chosen a subject, a course that is done in Basic 9, but we have this feedback as no questions found. What this feedback means is that as at this time, 1:57 a.m., there are no science questions uploaded into the system yet. The reason is that science is not going to be written today. The 3 papers that will be written today, science is not included. And so the class teacher or the subject teacher has all the time to upload the science questions when it is due. And then mind you, I am explaining this because some of you might see these things in your classes. But Basic 9 actually isn't going to take part in the midterm assessment. Basic 9 is not part of our online midterm assessment. They are writing their mock. Okay, so they are actually not part of the midterm assessment, the online midterm assessment. They are not part. Okay, they are not part. So we actually don't expect to see questions for science at this time. But if you genuinely see this notification in your class 1 to BS8, as in JHS 2, if you click a subject and then you see this pop up, it means that the class teacher hasn't uploaded the questions for that subject yet. So you have to exercise patience, you have to wait. And you don't even need to do anything because the questions will be ready for you to access them. The questions will be ready for you to access them per the timetable. All right. Now, So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to select a subject, okay, as let's say computing, that I have uploaded to BS9. Okay, just 5 questions to teach us how we can navigate through the questions, how we can retrieve or access our questions to answer them. And so I will select my class as Basic 9, and then I will choose the subject as computing. So then I'll click to submit. You see the questions have what? Appeared. So over here, we see welcome, Joe Gasson. The system will mention your name and then the questions will be displayed. Now, at the top left side, you see a notice as what? Click me. And then 3 bars, 3 horizontal bars. Okay. Now, when you click on it, it will give you an overview of the total number of questions that the teacher have set, the teachers have set. Okay, total number of questions the class teacher has set for the midterm assessment. You will see it over here. So as you can see, I only have 5 questions uploaded for the try. Okay, for the try. All right. Now, so when you click on it again, it closes. You click on it, it opens. You click, it closes. Okay. If you are using a computer to access the system, you won't see the interface this way. You will see it like this, like this. You see? So it will be opened like this for you. Okay. All right. Now, what you can do here is that you see the questions are there and the options are under them. You can click next, okay, or previous to return to the previous question. So now I'm in question 1. I click next, I go to question 2, I click previous, and it brings me back to question 1 in that order. So you can navigate through the questions by using the next and the previous buttons. Now, I'm going to just pick anything as answers so that we get to see how the system actually works. So now you can click on the click me. Let's assume you want to answer question 5. When you tap on 5, you see the question 5 is displayed. Now I'm going to tap on the question 3, and then the question 3 will be displayed here. You see question 3 has displayed. I'll tap on question 1 and it will also display here. Do you get it? All right. Now, whenever you choose an answer, the status of the question number, the color, okay, of the question number you have answered will change from red to green. So question 1, if I pick the first one, or if I answer the question 1, you see the question 1 has changed from red to green. Now, let's say I want to go straight to question 5. Then, which of the following was an advancement in the 4th generation of computers? Okay, let me just pick B as an answer, for example. Okay, so this is how the system works. Now I can navigate to question 4. Let me just pick anything. And then when you try to submit, it will ask you to enter your registered number. Okay. Now, even when you input your registered number, let me type in my registered number. And then you decide to submit, it will tell you to select, okay, a question, an answer to a question. So you can't submit until you have answered all the questions. Okay, you can't submit until you have answered all the questions. So maybe you want to know the questions yet to be answered. When you click on the click me, it will display for you. So now, as you can see, we have question 2 and question 3 awaiting our responses. Okay, so if I want to go quickly to question 3, I'll just click on question 3. Then the question 3 is displayed here. Okay, then I pick what I think the answer is. And then if I want to answer question 2, because I've answered question 1, 3, 4, and 5, it's only left with question 2. And I say that you can't submit until you've answered all the questions. So when I click the submit, you see it's not working. Okay, so you have to answer all the questions before you can submit for grading, before you can submit for marking. And so I tap on the question 2, and then I choose anything as an answer. Do you get it? All right. So you can navigate to check whether you've answered all the questions. So question 1 is answered, question 2 is answered, 3 is answered, 4 is answered, 5 is answered. But as I said, you don't have to worry yourself to use the previous and the next buttons. Whereas when you click on the click me, the questions will be displayed. Then you will see the status of the questions yet to be answered and the ones that you've answered. If you want to change an answer you have chosen previously, like for example, question 5, you see I have picked B. If I pick D, if I want to change my mind and pick maybe D, the system will allow it. If I want to pick A, the system will allow it. If I still want to maintain my B, the system will allow it. So the system is that flexible, okay? It gives you the opportunity to choose which of the options you think is the best or the correct answer. All right. Now, let me show you this. Now, we've answered all the questions. Okay. We've answered all the questions. If you try to submit, the system will tell you to please fill out this field, your registered number. Okay. So if you answer all the questions and you want to submit for grading and you click on submit and it's not working, don't say it is not working because you haven't entered your registered number. Okay. You haven't entered your registered number. And so it is important you take note of this. So the system will even direct you that please fill out this field for you to know that you haven't entered your registered number. Please, when you are entering your registered number, make sure you type the correct registered number there. Let me show you something. So my registered number is this. Okay, is this. So let's assume I change it. Okay, I change it to, let's say, 7, and then I click submit. Okay, it says wrong registered number, score not saved. Please take the exam again. Wrong registered number, score not saved. Please take the exam again. Do you see that? Because you entered a wrong registered number. And so all that you have done is discarded. Okay, everything is what? Discarded. Everything is rejected. And so ensure that you input nothing but the correct user ID or the correct registered number. And so we have to start everything afresh. Do you get it? So now I will choose my subject as computing and then I'll submit. Okay, so let me just pick anything. All right, so I'll click on the click me to check whether I've answered all the questions. I've answered all the questions. Okay, so now as I said, when you click submit, it won't work until you have entered your registered number. And then if your registered number is wrong, the system will ask you to retake the exam because you entered a wrong registered number. So now that I have put the correct registered number there, I'll click submit. You see, then I can see my score. So it says that online midterm assessment results saved successfully. My registered number is there. The subject is computing. My class is BS9. And then my score. The system says I had 3 out of 5 questions correct. And so by percentage, I had 60%. Now, the correct answers, the answers I was able to, the questions I was able to answer correctly have been captured here. So the system says that I was able to answer question 2 correctly, question 3, and then question 5. Now, when you observe the bottom, you see we have view detailed results. The view detailed results will show you the questions you had wrong and the ones you had what? Right. Okay. So when you click on it, it will open this nice modal. Then it says the question results. Question 1, what technology was used in the first generation of computers? The system says I chose a B, but the correct answer to question 1 was supposed to be what? A. So the system will show you. Do you get it? In that order, for you to know the exact question you had wrong and the ones you had correct will also be displayed in varying colors. Red for the incorrect ones and then green for the correct ones, as you can see perfectly here. So now what you do is you are done with the test. So now you can return to do the next midterm assessment, okay, per your timetable. But if you feel that, okay, the computing test you have done or the subject you have answered, the score you had is actually not the best, so you want to do it again, you have thousand attempts. We have unlimited attempts. You can do the questions as many times as possible, but there is something I will show you. So quickly, let's go back. Let's say the 60% I had, I don't like it. So I want to retake in order to ensure that I get nothing but 100%. Now, so I go back again, I choose computing. What will happen is that even though you have unlimited attempts, okay, to answer a question, the first attempt, the score you had is what will be recorded for you. The first attempt, the first time you answered the questions, the score you had, that is what will be saved. That is what the system will save. The subsequent ones that you will do, the system will not save any of them. So you have unlimited attempts. You can come in and answer countless times, as many times as possible. But your first attempt, the score you had, that is what the system will save. So what it means is that you have to pay critical attention when answering the questions. You have to make sure you have actually read your notes. You've done the revision necessary before you start the assessment. Okay, because the score you will get the first try, that score is what will be saved. So now I said when you don't enter your registered number and you click submit, it won't work. So now I'll enter my registered number, nothing but the correct registered number. So now I'll click submit. You see, attention, you have a score saved already for the current subject and class. Do you see it? Why? Because the first time I took this test, I had 60% and the score is saved. So even if I come to retake it, to do it over and over and over and over again, the subsequent ones will not be graded. The system will refer that you have a score already. Do you get it? Now, so to see your score, okay, at the end of the day, at the end of the midterm test, if you want to see your score, if you want to show your scores to mom, if you want to show your scores to daddy, what you do is you come to my midterm scores. So you tap on it, my midterm scores, and then you type in your username, and then you input your registered number. When you click submit, all the subjects you have taken and the scores you had for each of the subjects will be displayed. The time you started, the time you finished, everything will be displayed over here. So you see the computing test that I took, that I had only 3 correct with a 60% mark, has been saved over here. And then the time I finished is also captured. Likewise, the date. Ladies and gentlemen, the system is so flexible. I believe and I trust in your abilities that you will excel. You will come out with flying colors. Ensure you read your notes. Ensure you revise adequately. And success is yours. Okay? Don't panic. As usual, maintain your composure and do justice to the questions. God bless you. Bye bye.